our second part of flame photometry. Again, I am with my friend Mr. Kuperkar.
Namaskar.
We are very eager to see the instrument. Where is the instrument? Yes, students, here is our instrument, flame photometer. Truly, it is a dual flame photometer. You will find two aspects are there, two positions are there where we can find the readings. One here and other one, yes, to that side. We can find two radicals. We are with two filters. See the first filter? Yes. Read. This filter is for potassium ion. Truly, actually, whichever the blank portion you are finding, no, it is with one color or one film which is suitable for the flame caused by potassium ion. Now see the second filter. Read it. It is for sodium. Again, whatever the blank portion is there, it has one color which is suitable for the flame caused by sodium ion. That I want to say. One side you will get the reading for the sodium ion and other side you will get the reading for the potassium ion. But for this experiment, we are going to measure only one ion, that's potassium. So only one part will be helpful. Students, we are measuring the potassium ion. You know where is a potassium filter. So tell me, at which side will be the reading for potassium? Yes. Now let us understand this instrument. See, what is the warning given on the instrument? Read it. Stand as far as possible while igniting. Means when you start the burner, at that time you should be far from the instrument. And they said follow procedure as laid down in instruction manual carefully before starting. By the way, see what is the caution mentioned here. Do not view flame from top of the chimney. Where is the chimney for the instrument? Yes, there is a chimney. Means you should not observe the flame from top. See, Kuperkar is showing the demo. Likewise, you should not do. From where one can see the flame? Yes, there is a window, glass window. From that one, you should see the flame. I will start the instrument. At that time, the concept will be the more clear. Now let us understand our display region. By red color, display is there. There you will find a reading for emission. There are three knobs. See the first knob. This knob is for sensitivity and three modes of operation are there. First mode, it's a minimum sensitivity. Second mode, medium sensitivity. And third mode, maximum sensitivity. We will work on this instrument with medium sensitivity, and there is a knob where to the medium sensitivity. It is not expected to disturb. Let it be as it is. Let us understand the second knob. See, the second knob is for zero setting or zero adjustment. You might be knowing spectrophotometer or colorimeter. There you do the zero adjustment. So for that zero adjustment, this knob is there. So for blank solution, with this knob, we will do the adjustment. Here, which is the blank solution? If you remember, we have prepared standard addition solution. We did the proper dilution and that solution we have added in the each of the volumetric flask, each of our solution. So what we will do when we will work for that standard addition solution, with this knob, we will adjust zero. Yet the working is not started, just displays there. Let us understand the third knob. It is concentration adjustment knob. Means by any way, if we could not manage the zero reading, if we could not adjust the zero reading, then with the help of variation in the concentration, we could come across that zero reading. So with the help of concentration adjustment and the zero knob, we have to adjust the zero at the beginning. First we will do the concentration adjustment and then the zero adjustment. Or if zero adjustment is not possible by means of this knob, then with the help of this concentration adjustment, we will make the display zero. That is the original setting. One more button is there. If you read what is there, press to freeze. Means when we want to note a reading, when we don't want the fluctuation in the display, at that time we have to use that button, press to freeze. How will you know whether the reading is freezed or not? See, if you press that reading, press to freeze, then a red light will light there. It means your reading is freeze. If you press it again, then that freezing is over now. Is it clear? Similarly, student, this other portion is there, but we are not going to use. Now, important point is the mechanism or control knobs. See here, in this instrument, total you will find four aspects. First one, see, fuel in. Through that, the fuel enters in the burner which is there inside the instrument. Now, the second knob, it is air in, means to suck the solution or to blow the air, means oxygen, to have the good flame. That air in knob is there. At middle section there is one capillary, and that capillary is for what purpose? To allow the solution to enter. For example, see here, the Kuperker has placed the beaker in that. Let you take water or the solution. So through that capillary, that solution will go in. Good. And now see the bottom portion. There is a drainage pipe, and through that drainage pipe, the excess of the solution will enter in this tray. Therefore, this tray is kept below that drainage pipe. Good. To suck the solution or to blow the air for the flame, we need air compressor. It's air compressor meter for flame photometer. Yes. Now Kuperker will start this air compressor. Once he starts, yes, you may find one noise. There is one button that's for pressure varying. Yes. With the help of that, we can vary the pressure. See. Now read the pressure. The pressure is about 0.4 kilogram per square centimeter. I recommend you to keep a pressure between 0.4 to 0.6 kilogram per square centimeter. But whatever the pressure you are deciding, the same pressure should be there throughout the experiment whenever you measure the reading. Now Kuperker will adjust this reading to 0.4 to 0.5 kilogram per square centimeter. See, inside that the black marks are there, and in that black mark one large line is there, that is of 0.5. Yes, this pressure we have to keep whenever we measure the reading. Chances are there this pressure will vary. So before measurement of reading, we will ensure whether pressure is 0.5 kilogram per square centimeter is or not. If it doesn't remain, we have to vary that pressure by means of this pressure vary knob. Now it's the time to start this flame photometer. This fuel should be added or controlled by means of this knob, fuel knob. So when fuel knob is adjusted such a way that sufficient fuel comes, then we could able to light this burner, which is not expected to see, but I am showing how that chimney is. Below that there is a burner. The gauze of the burner you could able to see. Now how to light that burner? Kuperker is adjusting the flame knob. Now see the way with which he is adjusting. He is lighting the burner and he is observing it through that the glass window. If fuel is not sufficient, then it will not light. So sufficient fuel is necessary. See, now the flame is lighted or not. Let us see. I think you could able to see the flame, but that flame has the reddish coloration. We want that flame should be the blue. Now see the flame through that glass window. Now the flame is perfectly blue. It is expected. Such blue flame is expected. We are allowing the air to pass through that capillary. By the way, through the air in knob, air through compressor is coming. Now see the flame again. Is it blue? Perfectly. To show you the change in color by addition of water. Now see, Kuperker is placing the water. Now through that capillary, water is entering. Could you able to see the change in the color in the flame? Become reddish. Students, in order to make the instrument operable, we should inform the instrument that the solution which Kuperker has taken, that is for standard addition. Means this solution is as good as blank solution. So see how he is taking that in the beaker. He has taken a little quantity and now he is rinsing that beaker, and whatever solution is that he has thrown it out. See, one more time, little quantity, and he is rinsing that beaker thoroughly, and that solution he is throwing, so that now beaker is ready to take that solution. He will take a solution more than half beaker and allow that solution to enter. Yes, for that he has to do the zero adjustment. So he is adjusting that zero knob. See, is it zero? Yes, it is zero. If it would have not been zero, then he has to use that the concentration adjustment knob. Yes. So for this reading is zero. But one thing we have to note, what is the pressure? Now see the pressure now. The pressure is, yes, what we desire, that is 0.5 kilogram per square centimeter. Now in the third beaker, Cooper will take this 5 ppm solution. See, now what he is doing? He is taking a small quantity in a beaker, now swirling that beaker so that beaker will get rinsed and throwing that solution. Yes, one time. Now one more time he will do the rinsing. Yes. Now he will take the more than half beaker quantity and he will keep there at the proper position. Yes, students. See the reading for 5 ppm solution. Reading is fluctuating. So we should give the fair chance to stabilize the reading. You will find the color of the flame. It is becoming reddish. Yes. 2 is a stable reading. So students, just note down this reading. For 5 ppm, our reading is 2. Reading we are seeing, yes, it's our potassium. Let us move to the next solution. Before that, remove the beaker carefully. Pour the solution in the previous volumetric flask. That was a 5 ppm solution. Now, rinse that beaker by means of new solution. That's a 10 ppm new solution. See here, concentration 10 ppm. See, Cooper is swirling the beaker and now he is pouring it. It's a one time done, but to ensure the complete rinsing, it is always advisable to rinse it at least 2 times. Yes, this thorough rinsing is important so that previous solution, whichever may be added to the inner wall of the beaker, will go completely. And now take a new solution more than half beaker and see here, place at proper place and see the reading. Reading is increasing. 2, 3, 4. The speed with which it reached to 4. Likewise, meanwhile it should come to 5, but it is not coming. So I hope that this reading is the constant reading. No, reading is increased to 5. Okay, we need to wait. Again turn to 4. Means there is a fluctuation. We should give the fair chance for that flame photometer to stabilize the reading. And while taking the reading, just ensure the pressure also. Yes, pressure is same. That's a 0.5. Yes. Now, what is the stable reading? It is 0.4. So students, note down this reading. For 10 ppm, reading is 0.4. Collect that solution in that volumetric flask. That was a 10 ppm solution. Now new solution is 15 ppm. Rinse the beaker by means of that 15 ppm solution. One more time rinsing. Yes. Now take the sample 15 ppm in the beaker. How much quantity? More than half beaker. Place at proper place. Let us see the reading now. Yes, reading is increasing. Reading is 6. Wait for some time to stabilize the reading. Yes. Now we can note this reading. For 15 ppm, reading is 6. Pour the solution in the previous volumetric flask. That flask was of 15 ppm. Now we have to take the new solution. Concentration is 20 ppm. Yes. Rinse the beaker by means of that 20 ppm solution. Swirl the beaker thoroughly in order to remove that previous solution completely. But one time swirling, one time rinsing is not enough. So second time rinsing we will do to ensure the complete removal of the previous solution and the inner walls of the beaker will be familiar with the new solution. Now take that 20 ppm solution in a beaker. Yes. Place that sample at proper place. Now see the reading. Yes, now reading is 8. But let us wait for some time in order to stabilize the reading. Yes, now see the reading 8. Let us wait for some time to stabilize the reading. Yes, what's the stable reading? Pressure. So what's the reading? 9. Let us ensure the pressure. Pressure is same. That's a 0.5 and reading is 9. So note down this reading for 20 ppm solution. Now throw that solution in the previous measuring glass, that's a 20 ppm. Yes. Now rinse that beaker by means of the new solution. Meanwhile, student, always remember before taking the new reading, yes, allow the distilled water to pass through the apparatus so that inner portion will be completely washed, so that instrument will be ready to measure the new reading. Now let us rinse the beaker by means of the last solution. Yes, now see 25 ppm solution. Yes, rinse the beaker. It's a one time rinsing. Now second time rinsing. Now see the reading for last 25 ppm solution. One more solution is there, that's unknown solution, but now for calibration curve it's our last reading. Reading is increasing, reading reached to 10. Yes, now 11 is a stable reading. So note down this reading. For 25 ppm reading is 11. Before ensuring the reading, let us see the pressure. Pressure is same, that's a 0.5 kilogram per square centimeter. So our measurement for the emission intensity for different solution is over. That will help us to find the calibration curve. Now we need to measure the last reading, that's an unknown sample reading. We are cleaning the apparatus now, so capillary and inner portion that will be cleaned by means of the water, so that potassium content will not be there. That only we are ensuring. Now let us take unknown sample in the beaker. First rinse the beaker by means of the sample that we want to take. Second time rinsing. Now take the sample and place the sample at proper place. So what's the reading now? Stable reading 7. Yes, note down this reading for unknown sample. Reading is 7. Last session we have to clean the apparatus, means inner portion, by means of the distilled water. See, Kuperker is placing the distilled water there so that the instrument will be clean. Throughout the experiment I got strong support in action by Mr. Kuperker. Yes, Kuperker, because of you students might have understood the experiment very correctly. Kuperker, thank you very much.